What is up, guys, and welcome back to New Game Plus. Today, I got you guys another video emulation test, and we're gonna be running all these emulators. All these games that we're gonna be running on the emulator. Play the PS2 emulator. As requested by you guys, I'm gonna be testing a couple of games. I'm gonna try to make everything in one video. So we're gonna be testing Devil May Cry. We're gonna be testing again GTA San Andreas. We're gonna retest it again, and the latest update on the emulator for the iOS, and also a new game that I'm gonna be testing, Suikoden 5. I'm gonna be testing those games right now, running on the iPad Pro. Okay, right now I'm gonna start the recording, and there we go. Well, as you guys can see, like I said, we're gonna be testing around 3 games today in one video. Hopefully, we can make this into around like a 10-minute video or so, probably less than that. Let's see how it goes. So, you guys already know how I do run my emulators on my iPad or my iPhone. I have a tutorial, gonna have it down below in the video description. Real quick, let me show you how this works. You can see the app right now, the play right here, right on the screen. If I try to click on it, it will run. And remember, I've been telling you guys you need to run the JIT in order to execute the app to be running properly. That if you're using the Jitterbot, if you're not using the Jitterbot, you will have to go to settings. Then you're gonna go all the way down. Make sure you're running the latest version of the emulator, which is right now is at 0.47. There's gonna be an option here at the bottom that says Alt Server JIT. You need to enable that if you're using your computer instead of using your Jitterbug. If you don't enable that, that's gonna give you some issues. Basically, this is what happens. You try to run it. If the JIT is not running, your app is always gonna be crashing. You need to have that on. For in order to stop that, you're using the computer for running the JIT. Remember to go to the settings, enable JIT through Alt Server if you're using Alt Store for running this. But I'm using Jitterbug. I already showed you guys how I'm running this. So we're gonna retest Grand Theft Auto San Andreas real quick. Let's see how we run. Second, there we go. Boom. You could tell it's already running. Okay, the lag is real with this, and let me try to skip it, which is gonna go straight to the point. Let's see if I have a save state that I could use. I don't think I have any save state, so I could skip everything. It's just to really show you how we run. I already run this myself. I already know how it run, but it's just I'm doing this again because somebody requested it. So I'm trying to show them how the game is running. It's, to be honest, it's still running the same. It's running very slow, and it's a lot of lag. It haven't improved. There's haven't been any improvement on it yet. It's still run lagging. It doesn't matter which backend I'm using. Right now I'm using OpenGL, which is the most compatible. But you could see the frame rate. The game is supposed to be like at 30 frames per second. It spikes and then it goes down. I don't know. It's dropped all the way to 18. It's not playable because it's lagging way too much. Also, if you try to change the resolution real quick, we're gonna go to 2x is 720p, 4x is around 1440p, 3x is 1080p, but I wouldn't have the option here. But this is right now running 1440p. The game looks a lot better. As you guys can see, we got those visual artifacts. As you know, you guys see it on the top. You can see the reflection like a mirror on the top of it. You can see all the reflections. Even though now we have the option to upscale the graphics, and it does look a little bit more cleaner, more better compared with 1x. As you guys can see, it looks nice and clean, but we still have those artifacts running around the screen, and the frame rate is so bad that it's not playable, to be honest with you guys. It started improving little by little, but then when we get to another area, the same thing starts to happen, and the audio is not cutting it either, as you guys can see here. Now let's move on to the next game. The next game that we're going to test is going to be Devil May Cry. This was a request for one of you guys, so let's go ahead and test Devil May Cry. I'm gonna have this running 1x, and then we're gonna switch in between. The good thing about this game, I tested this game already. I already have a idea how everything is running. The cutscenes, because the cutscenes are in-game engine, the cutscenes are running very well. There's some of them that are like glitching randomly. But you see the menu is not giving any issues, and you can see on the top is running like around 60 frames. So compared with the other games that I tested, the cutscene in this one is running a lot better. This is running a lot better compared with the Termination game that I tested. Let me skip this real quick. But this is the issue that is going on with this game right now. You see that here on the screen right now, the cutscene is playing. I lost half of my screen. I lost half of my screen.
Whoa, slow
I can't even
down,
see
babe.
anything. You can only see half of it, and when you skip the cutscene,
What do we have?
we having the same issue after you actually get into the game. But right now, this right here is working properly. But when we get into the game engine, this is when it start looking weird. We can only see half of the screen, and it's running at 1x. So let me go back, and it doesn't matter if I change the resolution or not. It's gonna look sharper. You can see at the bottom that it's looking more sharper. It shows that we got this visual artifact, this glitch right here in the screen, that we can only see half of it. Even though the game can actually probably run properly, like around in the 50s or 60 frames, having this issue, not being able to see the other part of the screen, is kind of a pain in the ass. And one of the reasons I would say it's not playable, as you guys can see. Switch into the other back end, like let me switch to Vulkan, and let me having 1x, because when you try to upscale on Vulkan, for some reason some games it will completely crash everything. So I'm just gonna skip everything to see if the same visual artifacts is working here as well, because I haven't tested it with Vulkan. So let me see if I have a save state to reload it. Let me see. Yeah, I have a save state. Perfect. No, it's get even worse with Vulkan, because now we have more visual artifacts into the screen. Everything looks pixelated. It's back to the native resolution, but we have more visual artifacts going up here. So right now, as it is, this is not completely playable. So I wouldn't play this in this emulator, to be honest. And the same thing that is happening here, if you try it on the Android version, it might be the same case too. I haven't tested this on the Ether XS2 emulator for Android, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna be running a lot better than this. So let's exit, and the final game that we're gonna test for the day. I know the video is already long; it's probably almost hitting the 10-minute mark. It's gonna be Suikoden 5. This one was a request recently on one of my previous video. The guy that I'm testing this game for is telling me that every time that he tries to run the game, the app crashes. So I'm not sure what setting he has in there. I remember he was telling me some of the settings that he's using, and I know he's using an N1 iPad, the 11-inch. I have the 12.9, but it's the same chip inside of it, so it shouldn't be giving him a lot of issues, because we basically got the same spec on the CPU wise. But I tried this before and is running properly. Just the cutscene is a little laggy and the audio effects. So let me just show you right away, and I'm gonna load a save state after this. But this I'm gonna run it because I tested it on the OpenGL and it was running perfectly. So let's go and check the game. Oh, and so this is the beginning of the game, so the cutscene you won't be able to skip it. Just letting you know ahead. So we're gonna see a lot of stuff. You can see the videos are playing is playable there. I press the skip button, skip this area here. Boom, skip it perfectly. Let's click on new game. You see on the screen, there's no a lot of visual artifacts. Everything's running properly, and we see on the top left corner 60 FPS. Let me show you the settings that I have. just in case you're here to see the video, my friend, here's the settings that I have right now. I'm running everything in OpenGL 1x, and I'm gonna be changing the resolution for this game because I know this game can run because I already tested it beforehand. And these are all the settings that I have. Just in case your game is closing like it happened at the beginning of the video, make sure you do what I said at the beginning. If you are using the alt server, make sure you have enabled G through alt server, and then you run the JIT on the alt server on your computer to make it run, or use JIT about the way that I'm doing it. Like I said, the video is gonna be down in the video description, so you could like set it up. I also gonna have an annotation in this. So let's go back. Let me just put it just a simple name, man. This and yes, it's just a test so you guys can see what I'm talking about, the cutscenes. But some of the other stuff is actually a lot better. Like it runs pretty well. Okay, this is one of the cutscenes right here. I can't skip it. Oh, I took a screenshot. You're gonna see when I start talking in the cutscene,
Prince, there it is.
the audio starts like randomly skipping
Finally,
in some cases.
I'm really not sure how to.
I don't know if you hear it.
After all we've been through.
Yeah.
There we go. All right, let's see now. We're getting.
Leon, you must feel like your burden's
There
been
we go.
lifted a little, huh? But
I don't know if you guys can hear it.
I've never once thought being the prince's bodyguard.
The frame rate is stable, but the audio needs a little bit more work.
I'll always gladly do whatever it takes to protect the prince.
Now let's try to upscale, because this is using in-game engine cutscene, that's why it's looking better. So we're gonna go to 2x.
And even if I was, so long as the prince is safe, that's
So
all
I'm
that
seeing a
matters.
lot of changes, probably because it's already pre-rendering.
Isn't my nephew a
Let's
lucky
put it at
boy?
4x, 1440p.
Oh, George.
Should the same. There was some
When you
little
get back to
video,
Silver Lake,
video
you better watch how you talk. Be
artifacts
polite
in
and
there
use
in the
proper
characters'
forms of
faces.
address, okay? You know you are ever so right, Leon. George may have forgotten, but I am the younger sister of our
Okay,
glorious
there we
queen.
go.
One's language must always
Yeah, the
reflect
audio is
one's
not so
social
bad right
state.
now,
Wouldn't you agree,
but
Sir
the
George?
graphics
Prime
is
of
a
the
little bit
Queen's
getting on the way.
knights?
So this is a little bit long, you can skip it. You will know later ahead when you continue playing, some of the audio is gonna start going a little bit crazy.
Well, that's the George
But
we all
let
know
me
of, so
go
we
ahead
can
and
get
load
away with it when
a
it's just the
save
three
state.
of us.
So this is when you get to one of the open areas. You could hear the audio lagging a little bit more. The graphics usually, I try all the settings here. It's like around here, it's like a lock around the 40 to 50 frames. But you can see how sharper it looks now. That after like getting out of the cutscenes. 1x is when I look at the native resolution. 2x, which is 720p. This is how it look. And going also to 1440p. And most emulators that you're gonna be using on the iPad will recommend just to stick to 1440p, which is the maximum capacity of frames possible, especially using the 12.9-inch iPad that you could actually achieve. On the 11-inch, 1440p should be more than enough. It's locked like around 45 to 50 frames, and it's looking sharper. And right here, we're gonna go to AX, which is 5K. Check the frame. It's still on the 45 to 50. It's locked into that frame right there. In some games, you're gonna see you're gonna have more SPS than me because I'm recording this directly from the iPad. I was trying to record it through my PC, but it was giving me issues, so I'm recording it directly to the iPad screen. Now, as you go inside the areas, when you go inside closest area, the gain reaches 50 to 60 frames per second when you're in areas like this. And look at all the details. Look how sharp and beautiful this actually looks. So when you inside areas like this, the game is running around 60 FPS. Because there's not a lot of stuff going up in the screen. But this is a 5X. I mean AX, which is 5K, 1440 feet, which is 4X. We see the same performance. We see it on the 60s. So in either or is skipping a good visual quality. It's just the audio is mainly audio and cutscene is the mainly issues when it start glitching. Either and the cutscene is either the audio or visual artifacts like you guys saw in the previous beginning of the game. But visually, it's actually really it looks really good. With the upscale, looks really good. I wouldn't test this on Vulkan because in Vulkan right now everything again that you run on Vulkan is running like really broken. So it's gonna be just looking pixelated, so it's not ready for this. Ether XX2 in Vulkan, all the games are most of all the games are running better on Vulkan, but here stick with OpenGL. Well, that will be all for today, guys. Thank you for watching, and I apologize for the long video, but I fitted 3 games into one video, so I hope you guys enjoy. Please remember to leave a like, leave a comment. You have any questions, or you have any suggestions, or maybe something else that I could try. As well, make sure to subscribe for more and enable notification bell in order to be qualified when new videos are available. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you guys again. Thank you for watching, and have a good one.